Welcome to the Here and Now Show. I am your host, Lavonda Marshall. Got my little effects going on. And if you tuned into the Here and Now Show, you know that the Here and Now Show is a show where I have took real life events and changed them into a positive living. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the box because all voices matter. So, with that being said, let's start the show. And if Welcome back. And if you guys tuned into me before, you know that I'm coming from the Midwest where we come in and show out. Gotta love your city. Hello, somebody. Um, and if you've been into my show, you know that I love some jazz music, and jazz music just kind of sets the stage, sets the mood for me. So with that being said, we're gonna play a little jazz before we pop back into tonight. So let's get it. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Here and Now show. It's your girl. I am so glad to be here, right now. And I feel so blessed, and you should too. So, listen, before I start this evening, today's conversation, your girl got to apologize. Okay. Now, Tuesday that just passed, this stream was supposed to be, last Tuesday's stream was supposed to be 40 minutes. I said 40 minutes. Well, that 40-minute stream turned into 6 minutes. Okay. It only aired 6 minutes. That's not even enough time to warm up, sip some water, fix my wig, or argue with the kids, or even hide from the kids, or anything for that matter, right? But somehow the internet decided not today. You're only getting 6 minutes. Excuse me, guys. And and I'm like, oh my gosh, So I'm smiling. I'm looking at the camera, and I'm like, hey, did someone touch something? It's like the whole internet collapsed, like a family reunion chair, like at a family reunion where the chairs are. It's like everything collapsed, and I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, cool. It's all was well. I hope all is well with you. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on with the internet? But man, I'm sitting there tripping, like, who touched the internet when? But I do appreciate you guys that came back to bear with me, to be patient with me. I did do a 16-minute recap. So I do appreciate everybody that came back, that supported me, and that understood what I was saying, understood what I was going through, because technology will have you biting your nails. You know, 1 minute, you're talking motivational speaking, and the next minute I am froze behind the screen like what you like a picture at the DMV. Like, oh my God, like does knowing black, I mean, if you want to get on here and ask stupid ass questions, I don't know. Black people does not detect your damn credit score. I'm not gonna get offended. I think you're very much um pretty immature because you affect your own credit score. Moving on. And so the next minute, I was like frozen on the screen, like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? But needless to say, if you guys know me, then you know that I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out anyways. But sometimes in life, your computer will crash. People will disappoint you. And sometimes we disappoint ourselves. But as long as you wake up another day and God's giving you another day to wake up, then you got another chance. Hello, sunshine. You got another chance. And so today's conversation that I wanted to talk about is living life the way you want without feeling guilty. I don't mean, you go out there and you crash out. I mean, enjoy your life, because no matter what you do, people will always have an opinion on what you're doing. You're too loud, or, you're too quiet, you're too ambitious, you're too successful, you're too broken, you're too healed, you're too happy, you're too big, you're too small. At this point, just live your life because I promise you, people will try you in in ways that you can't even imagine, but you can dust that shit up just like I did with that comment. Does knowing black people affect my credit score? Do you know how silly they sound? Bless their heart. They have no knowledge. They're just, I guess, they're bless their heart. And also talking about friendships. I'm talking about the good ones, the bad ones. I'm talking about the ones that drain you. And I'm also talking about, the supportive ones because there are good friendships, and the friendship that will test you while you're going through your growing. Because one thing about it, not everyone is assigned to your future. You understand that? Some people are only meant to stop by and not stay. You got to understand that. Some people are meant to come in your life for a season, and some people are just not meant to stay in your life. They just came to stop by. And that's true right there. It sets you free. So grab you a snack, hide from your responsibilities, or clock out mentally if you need to, because let's talk about some real fun stuff today. Let's live life. So, you know, um, as you guys know, I acknowledge all my guests as I start to continue talking. I acknowledge everyone that's in there, so I hope I didn't forget anyone. So let's get into it. Thank you for the 15 people that are tuning in. Living your life without guilt. What does that look like? I will tell you this. One thing that's exhausting is trying to make everybody happy. You will lose your mind. Don't do it. You will lose your mind. You will lose your mind. Damn, damn. Yeah, I don't know what you're damning about, but yeah, you don't want if you're damning about what I just said. It is exhausting when you're trying to make everyone else happy. You will lose your mind. You know, some people will give you the guilt trip for growing, for trying to change. And suddenly, when you start choosing yourself, all of a sudden they say, "Oh, now you changed." Well, yeah, can I change? Can I grow? Can I be different? Because you can pray for peace all day, but if you're still entertaining chaos, then what are you doing? What are we doing? Let that go because some folks were very comfortable. Some people are very comfortable with the old version of you. You know, so don't feel guilty for protecting your energy. Don't feel guilty for taking a vacation if you want to. It's a little warm in this room. And don't feel guilty for wanting more out of life because that's what life's about. You want more out of life. Life is already, you know, stressful enough. Gas is high, groceries is high. Hell, we know bills is high. Getting your hair done is high. Everything gets high except sometimes people's common sense. Hello, somebody, and you be like, gosh, So if something that you're doing in your life, if it, I think it's this light, guys. If you're doing something in your life and it brings you peace, just do it. Continue to do it. You're not hurting nobody. You're only developing yourself. So you bring yourself that peace. Bring it to you. If it's something that makes you happy, continue to do it. Wear that outfit. You look good. You know what I mean? Take that trip. You deserve it. Or start that business. They want to see you. People want to see that business. They want to get involved with you. Do a podcast. Continue to do your podcast. Post a pretty picture. Eat that dessert that you've been trying saying, I don't want to eat that dessert no more. Eat it. Eat it. Enjoy it. It's for you. Cause one thing about life is gonna keep going. Life is gonna keep moving. Quick question, you guys. I was sitting here and I'm thinking of questions like, have you ever like posted something and you're like in a really good headspace, like, oh, this is my happy picture, I'm so happy. And then someone texts you and say, are you okay? And you're like, well, yeah, I'm okay. I'm trying to strive right here. I'm thriving, you know, or, you know, ever have you ever took a nap? Oh, I got lipstick on too. Hi, how you doing? I'm sorry, I had lipstick on my teeth. I had to get that off. Have you ever took a nap and then you woke up and you're just like so confused? You're looking at your watch, you don't know what time it is. It's just like, oh my God, where am I? Yes, those are those powerful naps. So I'm saying we all need it. Or you ever did like me, I'll say something like, I am not spending no money this week. And then all of a sudden, Target is calling my name. Like Target can be so dangerous. You walk in, you're getting tissue, and now you done came out with pajamas, snacks, and emotional damage. I mean, like, like for real. That is funny. Yes, you understand what I'm saying. I don't know. It's just me. That was just a random thing that goes through my mind. But yeah, like completely glad to have you. I am so glad to have you. You are a wonderful person. Now, I had said that I was going to touch grounds on friendship, Friendship, let's talk about friendship through your life. I mean, we all have friends. Friends to me, friendship would teach you about people. You know what I mean? Some friends are a blessing and some of them came as a lesson. Some friends are like probation from the devil. They get their own, and some of 'em oh, I'm saying that wrong. I'm trying to say it correctly, but some friendships are like probation periods from the devil. It's like erasing everything. Yes, I agree. And then you have the real friends. They clap for you. They watching you. They're happy for you. And then there's those fake friends that they're quiet but they're watching you quietly, successfully, and that's fine. Watch me quietly, but watch people like that. You have to watch that because that tells you everything about them. Because everybody loved you. Sometimes a lot of people loved it when you was down and out and you were struggling. They were comfortable with that. They loved seeing you sad. They were like every time you cried, they ran there. But when something good came, they was nowhere to be there, and they can stab you in your back at any time. That is why you gotta always protect yourself. But if you notice as you start to grow and you heal and you're winning, people be like, "Yo, you changed." Like, and they're hating. No, baby, I did change. I have. Glad you noticed that I changed. And you know what else I did with this change? I'm involving. You know what else I'm doing with the change? I'm advanced. And you know what else? I'm in a mature state of mind that your thoughts are not gonna put your standards on me, right? Because hello, somebody. You don't let other people put their standards on you. And, let me say this. We got to stop. If you've ever been in a position, don't ever shrink yourself to make other people feel comfortable. You are allowed to outgrow people, places, and things. You are allowed to let that go because guess what? Everybody can't go where God's taking you. And that's hurt sometimes, because when you're building your goals and you're making those goals, the ideal is like, I want to support those and help those that now that I got it, let me help you. So we were eating noodles, now we're eating steak. Or, you eat, not eat, but then all of a sudden, this person is not meant to go into this future with you. What God has for you is for you, and what God has for them is for them. So you have to be careful of snakes in the garden because they're there. And it is true. If you cut your grass, you will see the real of people. People want to see you successful, but they don't want to see you successful. So keep trying to be successful. But remember, you know, what all things fall. If they're not supposed to come into your season with you, there's nothing that you would do with that person that will prosper. Because, like I said, what God has for you is for you, and what God has for them is for them. And sometimes, you go through it. The people that you thought would never, ever leave your side left your side. But guess who never wavered? And guess who's standing on 10? God. He sees all the flaws. Yes, honey, all of them. So even what we don't see, that is where the protection comes in because we're being humans. We forgive, we forget, we move on, and we try to see the good in people. But again, if that is not what God has for you, your future will be dim if you don't pay attention to that spirit. Because, when something's not for you, for me, I get mentally sick and it's like draining. I see it, I feel it, I walk into it, and it's like, this is not going to happen. So, in order you to go, those type of things, can drain you. Every negative conversation they bring is draining you. Every phone call that's dramatic is draining you. Every situation that they're bringing you, if it's bringing you chaos, baby, we got to stop and tell them, listen, I can't save you every Tuesday. God sent you to me. Amen. And God sent you to me. You see, that's how God works. He sent us to each other. And that is a blessing by itself. And so at this same time, always remember that you got to give yourself peace because you need peace because guess what? Misery loves company. And if you ever heard that saying, you don't want to be a part of misery or that misery's company. We can rise above that. We can. Me and Jesus just made sweet. You know, Whoever you are, lemon is real love. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. I think you're very much has some issues. And, if that's how you look at life, you won't make it far. But however, God bless you repeatedly and repeatedly, for you don't know what you're talking about. And as I carry on, sometimes, when you're growing, growth looks like requires you to separate from people. Stop explaining your boundaries. If if your boundary is set, hey, when you come in my house, take your shoes off. That's a boundary. If your boundary is, hey, get in my car in the name of Jesus. Oh yeah, he probably do. And then if you're in the car and you're like, hey, please don't smoke cigarettes in my car, and they continue to smoke cigarettes in your car, I'm sorry, you guys, I removed that person. I don't know what, but I will not allow people like that to come into my studio and start to do devilish activity. They don't have to believe in God. I didn't ask you to. This is my show. This is me to help other people. And sometimes when people say things, trying to, because they don't believe, that's okay. I smile at you and I'm still going to pray for you because guess what? You can hate God all you want, but he's still going to love you. So, yeah, lemon, let that Lord, girl, boy, or whatever you are. Anyways, I'm not worried about lemon, and let it be what it is, because lemon doesn't conduct my day. I'm still gonna sleep. I'm still gonna be happy, and I'm still gonna love the Lord. As I was saying, so if that's one of your boundaries, take off. Don't put your shoes on in my house. Don't smoke in my car. That is a boundary, and as long as you can set it, you're doing good. I'm proud of you. So, and we also, guys, sometimes we have to stop answering calls for folks that only call you when they are doing bad. Like, I had a friend, and I'm like, oh my God, you have a brand new car. I'm so proud of you. And I'm blowing this friend up. She even had a new hairstyle. I'm like, no answer. So, we speed past like a month later, maybe 2 months later, my friends calling me down, her dog done ran away, the person that she was in love with done left, and her car's in the shop with thousands of dollars. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. But also people call, remember that, call me when things is good, you know? Okay, and I think that is a very beautiful thing. You used to doubt God, is what she's saying, but He opened my eyes so I can see His Son Jesus. Amen to you. You're a blessing. And, so with that being said, so don't do that to yourself. You start new, start over, you know, life be life, and your dog ran away. Just watch out for people that only come around or only call you when they're hurting, because even though you're that friend and you may be that friend, be like, it's okay, I want to hear it, but also call me when you're doing good. Answer the phone calls when you're in the best part of your life, and then when you're in the worst part of your life, I'll be that friend too. I think it's a beautiful thing because all of us matter, all voices matter, we do. So also, I have some questions that was emailed to me, and if at any point in time, if you feel like you want to answer them, just answer them all you want. The first question was, someone said, "How do I feel? How do I stop feeling guilty for choosing myself?" Uh, yeah, friends can be like a disco circle, thingies. I get that metaphors. That was a good one. How do I stop feeling guilty for choosing myself? Someone said. First of all, choosing yourself is never selfish. That is the greatest thing you can do is choose yourself. Don't ever feel guilty for loving yourself or for choosing you. What is draining is trying to help everyone else. That's unhealthy. So I don't want you to feel drained and I don't want you to feel unhealthy. So to prevent those things, just start there. Understand that loving you and understanding you and not feeling guilty for doing those things because you are a prize. There is so many good qualities in you. So yeah, start there. Second question was, how do I know if people really support me? You don't. That's the thing. You don't know if people really support you because people have the tendency to mask our emotions, to mask our behavior. So you really only thing you can do is to just pay attention to how they react when you're winning, when you're doing good things because even jealousy can smile at you too. So you'll never know if they're really for you. The Lord knows. Amen. But this question was if people, how will they know if people really stop supporting them? Well, God will never stop supporting you. Hello, somebody. But the question to that is the answer to that is I think that you will really never know because people mask a lot of things. That's right. Trust in Him and promise you that will be revealed. That is right. So, and then another question was, why do some friendship ends? Well, I don't know. Maybe friendships end because they grow apart, or maybe they grew together, and as they started to grow, they realized that maybe they really wasn't friends, or I don't know. You just never know, or you could still be friends and you moved out of state and you guys are still great friends. Okay, it's okay. You can have your opinion. We all love our faiths in different ways. So, Matic, Sean, it's okay. Please save yourself, before it's too late. If you believe Jesus is false, that's okay. This is not, it's your opinion. I'm not gonna argue down and call you a bunch of names and say you can't say that. Baby, you can say whatever you want to say. You have a right to say that. If that is strictly how you feel, amen to you. I'm you have that right. Yes, it's a fact. You have it, and there's no judgment here. There's never no judgment on this station on my podcast. So yeah, if that's how you feel, sir, that's on you. Yes, God gives you free will. Okay, you guys shouldn't argue because guess what happens when you argue about religion? There's never no right answer. He's going to feel the way he feels, and we're going to feel the way we feel. People are not understanding to that. And it's okay. You can't make someone love your God. Like, we can only hope that they do and let them figure it out. That's just it. That's just it. Thank you very much. So before I got it. Okay, well, this is we're not on today. I'm not talking about the Bible. We can go and have this conversation for years. There's never no right answer because we all believe in different things. Now, if you want to keep throwing shots, you can really dismiss yourself because I'm not being disrespectful, and I don't think my guests are being disrespectful either. I think that you're trolling, and God bless you. So whether you believe in Him or not. So, anyways, past that. Um, Okay. Anyways, scenario. So this is scenario of the heart, and I'm, I have little scenarios. I just want to know what you guys would do. So let's say you're shopping at Walmart or one of your favorite stores that you like to shop. You're shopping there. You're getting your body wash. You're getting your, I don't know, your fishing pole, and you're getting all these things and you're in your checkout line, and as you're going out, everything is great, right? You done got all the things you need, you don't have to put nothing back, everything played out great, cotton candy fun, right? You did it, you're walking through and you get out in the parking lot and you see someone crying. Now, this can go two ways. Again, this is matters of what you think. There's no right or wrong answer, but I'm gonna give you my answer, and you can surely give me yours. There's no right or wrong answer. But anyways, you see this person crying in the in the parking lot. This can go either way. It could go either way. Either you can, respond and help that person, or you can do, and walk away. Um, so I'm 50-50 with that. And this conversation that is going on right now between you two is completely nonsense. Just saying you guys are arguing about something that you're going to have your opinion and you're going to have yours. You can't make that person believe anything that you believe. If you come to that conclusion, we can all get along. We can disagree to agree. But what we don't want to do is keep throwing these disrespectful remarks. I mean, because it's one thing about me is you're not moving me with your remarks because I'm going to believe what I believe regardless. So, what are we doing right now? Like, what are you guys doing right now? Let's enjoy each other's life. Like, life is too short for this bullshit. Get away from that. Anyways, you guys are wild. And I feel so sorry for yeah, okay, right. Now that's what I was saying. Thank you for getting back on task. And so you see this person crying, it can go two ways. You can help them or you get in your car. Me, it's 50-50. Okay, so for me, the 50 part of me is like, hey, I want to help this person because, they're crying. But then there's that other part of me that's my gut feeling that's saying, I would usually help, but I'm sure other people have seen this person crying. And then the way the world's set up, you don't know who you could trust. So what I would do, I would let go, let God, let go who you believe, and let them, let God take it away. Because things could be dangerous. Agree, it could be a setup. It could be a lot of things. So just to protect yourself, because you gotta always protect yourself, no matter what, because the world is crazy, and people do crazy things to hurt people. And so for me, I agree with you. I mean, and then when we say it depends on the person, it's kind of hard because people mask things so well. So they might mask or give you the ideal that this is going on, and really it could be a setup, or they could be serious. So, in order to protect yourself, maybe the best way is probably to walk away and maybe give them a prayer. And you did you did the best you could do, and that is well appreciated. So again, you know that they will be protected. You did the best you could do. So yeah, I would pray for them and walk away because I gotta protect me. You gotta protect you. You gotta be careful. Exactly. But just let God handle it at least to bet. Again, yeah, okay. And I'm so strong on that. So you know we're gonna be all right. So have you? And here's another little funny thing. Have you ever been like seen an old friend? You're like, hey, we're gonna have to catch up sometime, right? And you're like, okay, but deep in your heart, you know that you don't never leave the house. You don't leave the house. It just sounded good to say that. Hey, yeah, we'll hang out sometime, but life be life, and sometimes we just don't want to do it. Sometimes we're motivated. Then the next day we're looking at the ceiling like, what the fuck is going on? But we made it, right? Yeah, but or sitting around like, oh my God, I wish these bills could pay themselves. But reality check, oh my God, the bills will never pay themselves. We gotta pay them. Spoiler alert. Hello, somebody. But you woke up and that was another opportunity, you know, and another laugh, another chance to grow. Yes, yes, that matters. So, keep learning, keep healing, keep growing, and you're still being protected. Keep protecting yourself, protecting your peace, protect your energy, protect you because, each experience that we go through in life will have its moments, right? You know, but if you just, live life, love, be happy, be at peace, you'll be fine. You will be fine. Life be life, but you're still going. So I appreciate all of you guys for rocking with me this evening. It has been wonderful for these 30 minutes. I appreciate. Yeah, okay. Well, you have a good night's sleep. Get that rest because rest is a requirement. Gotta have it, girl. Um, but I thank you guys for tuning in with me. It has been a complete blessing. It has been great talking to everybody, saying what they feel and how they feel. Okay, you don't have to be a Christian girl. I still respect you. Or sir, you don't have to be a question. I want you to stay safe. You don't have to be a Christian, baby. You don't have to be anything but yourself. And I love you for being yourself. I think you're the best version of yourself. I think that you're wonderful. I think all of you guys are wonderful. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning into my show. I will be back next Tuesday for another hot ass topic. We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh and we can talk to each other. We can disagree to agree or not to agree. But at the end of the day, we are all still here, staying connected, giving our opinions, and life is great. So I appreciate the love. I appreciate the response. Have a wonderful evening. Continue your night. Get sleep. Stay positive. Keep healing. Keep going. And remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your growth. I'm proud of who you are. And keep going. With that being said, enjoy your evening. Thank you for tuning into the Here and Now podcast. Uh oh.